Okay, everybody, it's time once again for eSeniors GT3 World Championships. We are starting season 14 with a sprint race today at Kyalami. And remember, folks, sim racing is a sport, so that makes us athletes. This league is a league of 50-year-old plus sim racers. We are called eSeniors GT3 World Championships, so join us if you're finding this on the internet, and welcome everyone who's watching, especially those new guys that started today for season 14. We'll go through those in a minute, but welcome the new guys, and hopefully you find this broadcast. If you haven't seen this before, my name is Mike Molesky, and I do either live broadcast with Krister sometimes, or if we're racing, I will do a replay broadcast with the replay features of ACC. So you don't get the full live experience, but hey, better than nothing. Krister is away on the ocean, traveling home to his new home in Sweden, so his stuff is all put away. He'll be watching this, I'm sure, on some device, but he won't be broadcasting live until December. So I'll do some live broadcasting here and there of this race or the GT4 race, but I'll probably be in the league Saturday race, so most of those will be replays. And also, I am on a vacation for 2 weeks, so there'll probably be no broadcast for the next 2 weeks. But do not worry, we are not abandoning broadcasts. We are just both away for a little while. Okay, well, let's get straight to the way it is here. There is this wide scene. I'll make sure I've got the audio on for the game. It's not running right now, but hang on, one more thing to do here. What was I going to say? Before I do anything, let's talk about our wonderful sponsors. Let's start with Syndeo, Montreal-based communication and connection technology. It's computer technology from Montreal. One of our racers has a consulting firm there, so if you need voice over internet protocol or any other types of internet connectivity type advice, go to Syndeo, look them up. Sim3D is a maker of fine equipment for sim racers, including rumble boxes, button boxes, etc. Lots of little things. Look them up on the internet. Lots of stuff available there. And last but not least, Cauldron, Castle and Cauldron, makers of Harry Potter type paraphernalia and event paraphernalia. Look them up, and if you're nearby, they do a lot of trade shows. Look them up on the internet also. So that's our wonderful sponsors who make all this possible with their donations for our server. So let's just get right to Kyalami, race number 1 for the GT3 Sprint League. All right, let's get straight to the first fellow here. A new name, Mr. Brooks. What is his first name? Graham Brooks is our pole sitter today. There is his livery. I don't know if I've got his good livery. I did do a sync today for livery, so if you had one livery and it's not there, we had to check out why that happened. Next one is Mr. Lee Smart. He is also new to us and way up there in position 2, so we've got some hot shots today. Brian Murray only made it into 3rd. There's a beautiful livery, Manchester United in his Honda. Brian is in a Honda this year. Wow, nice. He switched cars. A lot of people have switched cars, including me. Paulo Noves, that's another nice new livery in his Ferrari. Mircea Paunoff in his familiar Marlboro Mercedes Ferrari. Stuart Packman, another newcomer, fast guy. I believe he's going to be in silver. Number 78 in a Lamborghini. Danny Britos, one of our originating guys from Argentina, our only Argentina. Danny Britos in 7. Terry Throwbridge in the McLaren in his familiar blue, but I think that's a new livery. I don't recognize some of his sponsors. And there's the boss man, Mr. Jeremy Arrobas in the Rocket McLaren. And he has not changed his livery. Eric Langlois from Canada, from France, sorry. He has not changed his livery, but he's changed his car. He's racing a Ferrari today. He is usually in a Porsche. Michel Benchai in his green McLaren in 11th. Mr. Thomas Rainier, he is also switched cars. He is in his familiar Martini livery, but in a new car, another McLaren. Philippe Sauvage in his Ferrari, that's a familiar one. Number 911, Brian Banks. He has been promoted to silver this year. He is our winner in silver for the Saturday races. Andy Skelton in a Porsche. Not sure if we don't have his livery or if he's running a plain Jane white one. There is Mr. Michael Molesky. That is me. I am in a McLaren this year just for fun, changing cars. Just change it up a little bit. And that is a new livery. Tango drinks from the UK. I'm Canadian, but I found this great livery online and I think I just love it. I also tried Tango when I was in England a few weeks ago. In 17th place, Kevin Torrance. And in last place, I like saying that, last place, that is Mr. Joe Bacavik, good friend of mine. He is in a new livery. He's in his, what do they call those frickin' guys? I forget now. I'll get to it. Okay, let's just jump here to the start. Let me find the start. That looks like pretty close. Let's just get going. If you haven't noted, if you haven't seen my this before, the replays. Just making sure we got something going here. Do I have volume? Oh, I can't tell. I'm sure I've got volume going. I'm a little loud. Turn that down slightly later, or I just won't talk so loud. So we are not starting. Let me find a better camera. Let me find the camera. I got to get my button set up for cameras. I'll find those in a minute. Let's just get ready to start here. So Mr. Brooks and Lee Smart, 2 newcomers on the. Here comes the green light. Boom, we are racing, Here we go in Kyalami down the straight, looking for that first corner. Let's see if we get some. I do know we had a good start, but look at that. There's some close racing there. And looks like Smart's trying to go on the outside. He's not going to make it. Let's make sure everybody gets through. Everybody got through. I know there's some close racing at the back. Let's just watch the start here. For everybody, see if anybody takes it. There's Jeremy trying to get ahead of his friend, Mr. Benchaya, but it looks like the Martini is coming through here. Is Jeremy going to hold him off? Looks like he is. It looks like he is. Let's just go back to that one. Yes, he's going to hold him off. What's happening at the top? Same 2 guys are at it. Brian Murray, Lee Smart, and Graham Brooks. That's good. So that is a great start. Thomas is still harassing the boss man there. Andy Skeleton and Brian Banks are at it. Let me see if I can find a better camera now. This is a, there we go. This is a night race, as you can see. It's going to be interesting to find the right camera angles here. Let's let things settle down a little bit. Thomas is still bothering. Sauvage is on. Oh, the camera angle got to catch up. Sauvage is bothering Langlois. I am all over Andy Skeleton if I can find him. There he is. Ooh, my brakes are running hot. That Tango red brakes, nice. I do check my brake temperatures. I don't think they were that hot. They just show hot on the on here. Torrance is right behind me at the front. I just got to find some good camera angles here. Maybe I'll do, there we go. Let's stay on the helicopter one for a while. Who is that? Oh, I'm on with Smart. Oh, there's some changes here. Smart lost. Let's just go back a little bit to try to find out where he lost his position. Right about here. The good thing about the replay mode is I can back it up. And let's just see what happens to Mr. Smart. Oh, I already lost him. Did I not get him? Was I not watching? What happened here? Sorry, I was looking away. I'm going to go back again. Mr. Smart is in second place here. Let's go to cockpit. No, he's not in second place, so we got to go back further. Let's just go back until we find out what happened. There it goes. So he's in second place at this point. They're near the end. Oh, just went off in that corner. Lost a couple of places. That is what happened to him. So, okay, let's just keep going here. Thomas is on top of Jeremy still. Battle of the McLarens here. This is the ending of the first lap, I believe. Yes, it is. Oh, something happens with Thomas. We'll just stay with him for a while. It looks like he either disconnected, had some problems, or what. I'm not sure what happened there. Just hang on with him for a bit. Find the cockpit type views. Maybe we'll be spending lots of time, I think, on this view because it's hard to see in the camera angles in the night races. There's where it happened right there. Just got a little loose. That has ruined his race right there. Getting back up front here, Mr. Noves is in third place. Let's just go down the pipe here. Graham Brooks, newcomer, and he is in the lead, followed by our ace driver, Mr. Brian Murray. And look at that. Oh, Paulo Noves almost came across him. Looks like Brian's just learning that Honda. Our Honda's got some deficiencies, and Lee Smart's coming up on Paulo, trying to go around the outside. Get to try the inside-outside. No, that did not work. There's one place you can pass on this track. There is Murche. He's being followed by another newcomer, Mr. Stuart Packman. Terry Throwbridge. He's right behind Packman. Danny Britos. Also close. Michael Benchaya. There's Jeremy. Not being harassed by anybody just yet. There's Eric Langlois. Brian Banks. Skeleton. Look at these four cars. That is a great race. That's myself, Andy Skeleton, and Kevin Torres. We are going to be watching these three quite a bit because there's a lot that happens with these three. But up front, there's some big action here too. Now, the one thing you'll notice on the tower, for those of you who haven't watched these replays before, the tower timing does not change until you get to a sector line. So it's a little bit disconcerting. You can't see what's happening right live. You got to wait for the sectors to finish. Looks like Brian Murray, Brooks has got a little bit of a lead. Let me see if I can find the cockpit view. There we go. Let's go down the piece there. There's Brian following him. And Lee Smart is right up against Paulo. Paulo went a little bit wide there. Let's see if Lee can take advantage of that. He is in a Bentley. Woo, not too many guys in Bentleys. Frank, he's running a Bentley. I know, Frank, you're going to watch. We got some people watching right now. How is the volume? And announce yourself in the chat. Hi. And that's that. Let's see who else has got some close battles here. Terry Throwbridge on Benchaya. Oh, he got by Benchaya. No, Jeremy got by him. Ooh, let me find out where that happened. Let's find out where that happens. Go back some seconds here. Ah, that's what happened. Let's go in with Jeremy and go back another 5 seconds to watch what happened here. Ooh, there was some action up ahead there. That's Benchaya and Throwbridge. Looks like Throwbridge just went deep, a little too deep, got into the gravel, and that cost him a spot. Let's see if it cost him more than one. No, it did not. Getting back down here. Oh, look at this. Oh, go back 5 seconds. I told you we were at the back going to have some fun racing. So this is Andy Skelton, Kevin Torrance, and myself, and you're on board with me. And Kevin goes just a bit wide, and I take the inside line. Am I going to hold on? This is really scary. Some great racing. He backed off. I had the inside line. That was actually good racing. That's nice racing. And I got the advantage. And great racing up here. Who has got a good lap going? Not good lap, good. Lots of great action here, isn't it? There's Terry on Jeremy. I never usually use this view, but looks like it's a fun view for night racing. How's the volume? I see there's 7 people watching online live. Just drop me a little line in the chat to tell me if the volumes are good. Too high, too low. Looks like I'm hitting the red zone in my mic a little bit, but that's all right. And back here, Kevin Torrance. And that's me ahead of him. I'm not used to seeing myself in that orange car. Now I'm trying to chase Andy down. Brian Banks is ahead of us. He is right on top of Danny Britos. Oh, there's a big bunch of guys here. Britos, Throwbridge, Langlois. It looks like Langlois has really got a full rear view mirror full of Terry Throwbridge at McLaren. Keep watching these far. Up ahead, it looks like things are spreading out just a little bit. What's happening here? Oh, I'm not catching it. Kevin's behind me. There's a little bit of a gap there. Joe Bukavik, hello there. Minions, that's what's on your livery. Minions. I know Joe and I just had breakfast a couple of hours ago, so he did not have time to practice at all. Not a good setup for him, so he just jumped in the car and went going. There is everything spreading out just slightly on everybody for a little while here. So let's just go to see what Murray's looking at. Murray's looking at that kind of gap for the first place. And he's got a new livery called the Red Devils in a Honda. That is a bold move driving the Honda. Brian's, those of you who don't know, is an excellent driver. He has won a number of our leagues championships. So, hello Kevin. Hello Derek. Sounds good. That's great. Hi Derek. Nice to see you. It was a good race. How do you like these new guys? There's Lee Smart. There is a bunch of people right there. This is a good spot. Let's see how we're doing at the back. Brian is not catching up with Britos. I'm gradually catching up to Andy. There's a good train of cars here. Kyalami's not easy to pass on. Hard to get good exits. It's a game of putting pressure on the guy ahead of you, because these corners are all a little tension filled. If you're getting pressure, it's easy to make a slight mistake. Not for those aliens at the front, of course, because they just go over and over, same laps. But there's Terry. Kevin, we had some great battles, didn't we? At the back. Hey, racing at the back in a different class is nothing wrong with that. And there we go, Kevin. You're going to catch up to me sooner or later. Brian Banks, Denny Britos. How's Murray doing? All these guys up at the front doing. These guys, this is a top 4 here. Ooh, Murray's really harassing Brooks here. Brooks is feeling the pressure. Feeling the pressure. Yes, Derek, you're right. The new guys are bloody quick. There's Brian. He's got his hands full with Mr. Brooks. But then again, he's got that Honda. Now I forgot that Honda has some really different qualities, doesn't it? I forget what. Not great in corners, but fast on the straights or something. That's something like that. But if anybody can tame the Honda, I am sure Mr. Brian Murray can. And he's got to make no mistakes here. You can't try something because Paulo is right behind him. So is Lee's just lurking there too. Looks like another newcomer, Stuart Packman, is harassing our old friend Mircea Paunov. Mircea's back in his Ferrari. Look at this. He's got some pace. He's got a little bit of momentum on him. Let's see what he's going to do in this corner. This is one corner you can actually do an inside. He's going to try the outside first. Outside, inside. Not going to happen. If he gets a good exit, this is not a good place to pass. But after this S complex, it's definitely this little tiny straight. This is a great place to pass coming up. Right here, depending on where you're everybody has different braking points here. Let's see what Stewart has. Look at that. He caught up to him big time. Ooh, got a little care, had to back off because he almost hit him. There's Throwbridge. Looks like I made a mistake and Mr. Torrance passed me. Let's take a look at what happened to me there. Let's go back a few. All right. Is that Torrance ahead of me now? Yes, it is. I'm just going to keep going here. There's where I made my mistake. See, I'm on Andy's tail, and I tried to go a little too deep. Boom. Oh, I got to get out of the way for Andy. I almost hit him. Andy broke a little bit differently there, so that's what I remember. That's what happened. All right. So now Torrance is going to harass Andy for a while. All three of us had very close time. As a matter of fact, I think it was Andy Skeld and I had exactly the same qualification time. Jeremy just put a note out. No contacts on the first lap. That is common for this sprint racing. A little less common for the big race on Saturday where we got 35 guys, but very common for us not to have any incidents on the first lap. But Jeremy always likes to see that. So these three are still at it. All four, I should say. Anybody has a chance. So it looks like Paulo was right on Murray's tail. Murray's dropped back a little bit from the leader there. And Terry Throwbridge has really been harassing Eric. Follow these guys for a little while. Let's see if I can find another camera. Ooh. Oh, I'm passing around, going to the wrong cars here. We're way back here with, well, we'll stick with this one. Kevin and Andy Skeleton. I know Kevin had a trouble. He ended up in the pits, so I don't know where that happened. Oh, look at this. And we passed almost. Let's back up here. Find a good camera. A helicam maybe. There. I'm going to back up a few. Just watch what happened here. Here we go. Kevin makes a slight mistake in the Porsche. Same thing happened. He had a little bit of a problem with not to hit Andy. Now I'm on side by side. Look at my red brakes. I checked and my brakes are running about 700 Fahrenheit. That's not bad for brakes apparently. Almost tried to pass him there, but look how close the three of us are. Isn't that fun? It was a fun race. I was sweating by the time I was over. Looks like Packman. Did Packman pass Mircea? No, he didn't. There's Mircea there. Sorry. Let's go back to us. This little battle here. That is me on Mr. Torrance. Packham. Oh, not Packman. Okay, sorry. Nice to see you on the stream, Stuart. Packham. I'll probably say Packman for a while yet, but Packham. All right. Oh, there it goes. Skelton went wide. Now he lost 2 places to us. Oh, I went right in front of him there on that corner. Woo. He had to be careful there. Let's just watch that from his point of view. I'm going to pause it. I'm going to change the camera to inside, if I can find it, there, and I'm going to jump to Andy. Just jump back a few seconds, just see how close he was to my back end. Here we go. He went wide, and Torrance passed him, and then I just passed him, just passed him. Now he's just barely came on my tail. And I'm trying to get Kevin here. I know I've got some pace on Kevin on this corner. I think I'm going to try something right here, and I probably screw it up, but what the heck. No, I don't. Had some problem on exits there. The McLaren for me has a lot of power oversteer, so I have to watch what I'm up to. I'm learning this car for the first time. Just going to give myself a little bit of time here for a second. Then we'll switch to some other guys. All right. There's Dan. Oh, look at this! Look at this group: Brian, Danny, Throwbridge, and Langlois all together. Well, let's get a better view of these guys here. I don't like the helicopter view. This is probably the view I'll stick with. Look at these. Look at the racing today. The racing was amazing today. Lots of guys in the same class. These three, looks like Throwbridge is going to try something on. Nope, that's not going to work. And Molesky and Torrance are still at it. And up front, Murray and Brooks are still at it with no vase not far behind. And Stewart, or Lee Smart right there. Look at all this action. I have a hard time catch. And there's Stewart Packham on our friend Mr. Murche. This is a Lamborghini and a Ferrari. Talk about some Italian stallions here. Holy smokes. There's a lot of expensive cars right there. Let's go back to Banks and everybody. Oh, looks like somebody. Oh, we had some action here. Oh, let's stop. We just caught something here. Let's back up. Let's just make sure we find the right car here. All right, that is Mr. Sauvage. Let's back up a number of spots. Let's find a better camera. Let's find the helicopter. Okay, there's a helicam. This is the leading guy in this pack, Mr. Sauvage, on his own, really not being harassed by anybody. Here comes up, makes a small mistake. Oh, just hits that curb. Oh, really wide. And so does Langlois. Let's see what happened to him. And let's see what he was looking at. Maybe he was looking at something. Okay, there he goes. Does he see Sauvage up ahead? Have trouble? Yes, he does. And he hit the same thing. Same spot. Oh, looks like Sauvage hit. So the other guys come around. Both of them come back on. 3, 4 spots they lost. Wow, what action. What action. That is fun. And I'm still on Kevin Torrance. Oh, I'm going to try my move. This is the second time I've tried this move. That did not work. That is where I'm making my moves on these guys. We're very close to the same speed, so at one spot I can make a move. Okay, lower the sway bar. Okay, I'll try that. I'm getting some help from one of my competitors there. All right. I have to make a note of that. Lower sway bar. I'm going to be gone for 2 or 3 weeks, so I don't even have time to fool around tomorrow. I'll make a point of that. Ooh, look at this. See, look. Oh, I would have had you big time if I had a lower sway bar. I'm telling you. I would have had you easy. Anybody coming up here? Are we changing any spots? Not really. I'm going to stick with this. Brian and Britos, they're trying at it, but I'm going to stick with us here. Us two guys. It's like Andy Skelton had a problem. He's dropped back quite a bit. I know he ended up, I believe he ended up, in the pits. So I'm all over Kevin here. Good for him being in that. Only Aston Martin. No, there's another Aston Martin. Oh, I was worried about hitting them there. Okay, I've fallen behind, so let's forget that. These guys are still at it. Brian is about the same gap to Brooks. Looks like Brooks is not making any mistakes. That's why. Yeah, Stuart, these our top guys are definitely in a different galaxy, but there's enough of them to keep things interesting. Paulo's doing great today. He's up there with the big boys. This, our newcomer Lee Smart's doing great. And you are trying to, you are following our veteran Mircea Paunoff. He's always in that third, fourth, fifth place, and he does not make too many mistakes. Not make too many mistakes, and he is a eSenior longstanding and a poster boy for track improvement. If you have seen Mircea when we first started about 4 years ago, he rarely finished races, but just now he is the epitome of consistency. How am I doing on Kevin? Oh, I'm back here. I bet a half a second on him when I'm on all by myself. I told him during qualifications we had exactly the same time, but my last lap I was up 0.6 seconds and I ran out of fuel in the last corner. What a rookie mistake. Didn't do a calculation for 15 minutes. I just kind of winged it. There he goes. This is great corners, both of us. There we go. Let's make sure I'm not missing. Oh, I am missing something. Here's Longoa and Banks. You're on board here, Banks. Are you watching today? No, you're not. That's Peter watching. Thanks for the introductions, Peter. Yeah, we got some new guys. Yeah. Hello, Paulo. You're watching now. Good for you. Thank you. It's always fun to watch the race afterwards, isn't it? And there's so many battles here. So many battles. Oh, I'm right on Kevin's tail. It's not going to last long. I'm going to F up in a minute. So don't worry. Been having that problem lately. It went a little bit wide there. Lost my advantage. What's happening at the front? Oh, looks like Brian is right on Graham's tail. Right on his tail. Paul Noves is right there too. These three guys, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. Smart's not far behind. Well, those top three, look at that podium. Just nose to tail. There's Paulo. Let's just follow these three for a second or two. Oh, Brian. Brian is really trying hard, but looks like Graham doesn't make mistakes. I'm still on Kevin's tail. Brian is still on Longoa's tail. Action everywhere. These sprint races are fun. Got a great number of guys all in the same time categories. There, I'm going to try again on this corner. Not going to happen. This coming up, I have a little bit of advantage over Kevin coming out of this corner right here. Let's see if I can make it happen here. Oh yeah, this is where I F up, I think. Oh yeah, I'm going to try the outside, and I forgot there's no track there on the outside. There's no track on the outside. That's a little bit of a weird spot. All right, that ends my battles. That ends my battles. I should have known. You can't pass on that outside. You just run out of track. It's a funny, you got to pick your, when you first start racing this track, you think you can stay on that outside line. You can't. Mikey. Don't make that mistake. All right, so Stewart's falling a little bit behind. These guys are still at it. I don't know how this finishes. I didn't look. I never look. This is all new for me, but look at this. These guys have been in this position, I believe. Well, Lee was second in Lee. It's not Lee, is it? Yeah, it is Lee. Sorry. Lee was second in qualification, dropped away a little bit on a wide turn, and he's not been able to make it up. And I think the other guys are in their qualification positions, if I'm not mistaken. For sure, I know Graham Brooks was the pole sitter. Let's see, Sauvage, was Brian behind Sauvage a while back? Did he get by him? he is now harassing Mr. Langlois. Mr. Langlois. Let's just go through everybody here. We've been watching the front guys. There's Merche with Packham behind him. Benchai has a big 12-second gap. They're the next guys. But Benchai and Jeremy are quite close together. There's two buddies, two Montrealers battling it out. Terry Throwbridge. Danny Britos, a little bit further behind. He's not too far. Eric's not too far behind him. And Brian is right on Eric's tail. And Sauvage is not far behind. So those three are going to be battling it. And then there's a big gap to us boys at the back. Kevin Torrance. Joe Bakavic is now in 15th. And I did another goofball. Oh, no, there's Joe and I battling it a little bit. I had some damage, so my stupid headlights are flashing on and off. And Joe said he tried to slow me down by buying me breakfast this morning. I had a Montreal smoked meat skillet, guys. Those Montrealers will know that one off by hand. That's pastrami-like beef on a skillet, breakfast skillet. That was pretty good. So we're going to battle out. We always like battling each other. Lee Smart was really close to Paulo in the last sector. There's all three guys coming around. Look at these guys, how smooth they are. Smooth they are. Would have, how many laps we got left? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laps to go. These guys are going to start knowing that. Somebody's going to start taking some chances, I think. Who else is close? Oh, Sauvage, Banks, Langlois, and Britos are all close. That's Britos up ahead there. Am I catching up to Joe? Yeah, I'm caught up to Joe big time. It's just a matter of time here. Just a matter of time. I just love beating a Porsche. Here we go. Let's just see how I do it. This is my favorite corner to pass in. I'm going to take the inside track. Yes, nice driving, Joe. Yeah. Let's just see what it looked like from your point of view. I'll back up 5 seconds. Here we go. In. Went a little wide. I went on the inside. Little late break. Nice job staying away from me. Thank you very much. And I'm off to the races. Brian Banks is still trying to get by Eric. Let's just see what's going on here in terms of where Brian's got advantages. Up ahead, looks like these two guys have caught up to Britos. That gap was a little bit bigger earlier. Let's just see where Brian... That's 3 Ferraris here. This one, these two, and Sauvage are all together in the Ferraris. And we can't forget the battle up at the front. Nothing too much has happened here. Says Murray on Brooks. And Jeremy is caught up with Benchaya now. Ooh, this isn't a battle of Montrealers. 2 McLarens. I gotta watch this McLaren. What is Jeremy in? Jeremy's in TC2. That's what I'm in also. Even though I'm using a Go setup, and it sets it at 2. Oddly enough, last year I was in a BMW. I always dropped the TC, and for the McLaren, I've got to up it a bit. But maybe I'll take that advice about sway bars that I just found coming out of corners. I'm a little too hot with the throttle. Gotta fix that. Okay, what else have we got here? Sauvage and Stuart Packham still can't get by Merche. Welcome to the club here. You're gonna get to know drivers, and you're gonna get to know that a guy like Merche does not make too many mistakes. Yeah, Derek, I like this track too. It's kind of fun. You gotta, everybody makes a mistake or two on some of these corners if you push it a little too hard. So it's fun to pass people because of that. But, Mr. Banks passed Mr. Throwbridge, I think. Is that Throwbridge behind him? Yes. All right, let's just see how Banks got by him right here. Let's see. Ooh, look at what's going on here. I'm going to pause it right here. Maybe you can go back further. Find out. Change the camera to overhead and go up one. I am on board with Sauvage. That is Banks there. Okay. Banks, Britos, and Throwbridge. What is going on? What happened here? It shows Banks behind Britos. Did something happen to Britos too? Let's just see here. Hang on with me. Let's just follow Britos around for a bit, and I'll go on Banks after. Here it shows Banks, Britos ahead of Banks. No, I guess I've got that wrong. There's Banks on Throwbridge. I believe that's Throwbridge ahead of him. So it must be Throwbridge that had a problem. Let's just back up a little bit here. Where did Throwbridge have some problems? Because Britos passed him too. Oh, there we go. Woo! Had some fun here. Let's just see. Oh, hit that corner wide. Then what happened? It's not finished yet. He's going to do some donuts coming up. Did he hit the curb? Nope. Oh, hit some grass. Oh, just hit that. Oh, a hard hit. Hard hit, but just bounces back out in the right direction. Didn't stall it. That is what happened. All right, so let's just stay with Banks here, because Banks is on Britos now, and Banks gets a good exit. Very good exit, and he is going to pass Britos at some point. This is a Ferrari against a McLaren. Looks like the Ferrari's got it, and Britos is going to let him by. Oops, not Britos, Throwbridge, I should say. It's going to let him by. But there's some changes of position. Up front, something happened here with, nope, nothing much happened. Murray's still looking at, the gap's a little bit better here. Unless Brian's just setting him up. And Banks is way ahead, yes. Now we've got nothing happening at the end here. So we've looks like for the last couple of laps here, we're just going to follow the top four. Gaps are a little bit higher here. Tires are taking an effect. Stewart, did you get by Merche? Did you get by Merche? Yes, you did. Well, we're just going to have to find where that happened. There we go. Let's just see what happened. This nice corner here. Way to go, Stewart. What is the meaning of Barwell? Oh, Murchie just hit that curb. Whoa, went way wide. There you go. We got that action. That's the one advantage of these replays is you can go back and see what people did. All right, now things have gapped up a little bit here now that Stewart's past Murchie with 3 laps to go. So it looks like we're going to be following these 4 for the rest of the way. Although Jeremy and Michelle are still at it. I love reviewing these races. This is more fun than watching F1. Those guys are just machines. They hardly ever make a mistake. It's more about the mechanics than anybody else, I think, most of the time. For once, last week, Ferrari made a good decision on their strategy. How many times have they effed up in the last year or two on bad strategies? And this week, the strategy worked. Now, it might have been just sheer luck because they only needed about 4. I think McLaren, what's his name there? The McLaren would have another 2 or 3 laps and he would have had him. But that was quite the strategy on McLaren's part. Like the announcers were saying, it was a no-brainer. Whoa, that was quite the corner that Michelle took there, but it worked. Let's just see what's happening at the front. We'll actually watch the 4th guy here in the parade. Oh, Murray went wide. Murray went wide. And Paolo takes 2nd place, I think. Yes, he does. Woo! Let's just watch that for a second, because look how close. Ooh, it's not over yet. He goes wide. Paolo takes it off, but Murray's not finished. Really close. Now he's got some momentum. That Ferrari on the Honda, or the Honda on the Ferrari, I should say. Look at that great racing. Oh, there was a bit of a contact there. I'm sure Brian's going to give up that position. Luckily, nobody had bad things. Too much happened. Way to go, Brian. I knew that was going to be what you would do. But that Honda, I think, if a guy's on the stream, that Honda has great straight line speed, right? Oh, look at that. And now Lee Smart's going to take over Brian. Big changes at the top here. Whoa. Brian just went wide there. I didn't quite see if he hit the curb for a second. But now he's going to be wild. I don't know how much damage to it. I bet you they didn't get too much damage. But Brian will just be wild about that. He's off the podium with that move. Woo! These replay modes might be fun. Paulo excused himself in the chat. Well, I don't know if that was really Paulo's fault. I won't replay it in slow-mo or anything like that, but I don't think that was I think that was a racing incident. I don't recall it unless somebody reports it as a incident that they want to see the stewards to see it. I didn't see anything too nasty there. Just for a second, I'm going to see Mr. Britos is chasing down Jeremy now. I don't see the gap from Jeremy and Michelle. Looks like Michelle took off on him. Maybe Jeremy had a bit of an issue somewhere. I don't see Michelle out in the distance there. And Danny has caught up with Jeremy. Brian Banks is not far behind. Maybe this is the battle to the end here, because we have got a lap and a half to go. And these guys know that. Whoa, look at this. Danny Britos is quick. Danny Britos is quick. And I think Jeremy hasn't had much. Jeremy's been so busy. You notice he hasn't been around during the practice races. He's been so busy. I don't think he's putting in a lot of chair time last little while. Might be getting a little skill fatigue. How's Banksy doing? We'll watch it from the tail. We'll watch this from the tail end of this triplet here. This is going to be the last lap, I think. Watch people start taking chances on the last lap. Not too much, guys. Make sure there's nothing happening. Let's just see what's at the top. Brian Murray is a second behind Lee. I don't know if that's going to happen. So let's just keep on with Brian Banks here. I don't think anybody else has got some look at that. See, Brian's catching up too. Mr. Brian Banks is moved up to silver this year. He was our winner in bronze category for the big Saturday race. So he got moved up. He was a little too good for everybody. Let's see how he does in silver. He's where he's going to be at the back of that pack. But hey, you're not anywhere different than you were. Just the standings are a little different. Britos is really trying to get after Jeremy. Banks just lurking in the background for somebody's mistake. If one of these guys makes a mistake by pushing too hard, he'll be right there to pounce on him. And in all these corners, it's very easy to push a little too hard. There's one example. Jeremy looked like he went a little bit wide. That might be his line, actually. And there's the fireworks. I made a joke in the stream saying I was so far behind that the race event ran out of fireworks. I was so behind, like I'm the last guy in a marathon where he's 4 hours late. Just Brian's just trying. I'm just going to go back to the leaders later, but this is Brian trying desperately to get by in the last few corners. I don't think he's going to make it. He's going to back off here, I think. And that's how these guys finish. Great race, everyone. That was actually a great race. Let's just go back and watch the leaders here. And we'll get a nice camera angle for everyone to watch the finish. Here we are, our leader, Graham Brooks, first race with us and a win. Way to go, Graham Brooks. Not sure where he's from. Graham, we usually put our... There, thanks for the flash. In second place, Paulo Noves took advantage of some mistakes. And third place, our podium, Lee Smart, followed by Brian Murray. Good job, everyone. That was an excellent race. Those newcomers, you'll notice we usually put behind our names in ACC, we'll put the country we're from. So if you could do that, that would be appreciated. Great race, guys. Oh, I got it on me. No, I'm the last guy there following. So I'm just going to say goodbye for the next 2 weeks. I won't be around doing broadcasting. I'm on holidays. But I will be back. Hang on here. I'm just going to switch the scenes here. Yes, I will be back in 2 weeks for both racing and broadcasting. So have some fun for the next 2 weeks, you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye now.